Hello everyone, happy Wednesday afternoon. It is a bit gloomy today, but that's okay. I went outside in the rain this morning and I realized it smells like spring. For the first day, it actually has that spring smell outside. So now I'm starting to get into the mood for the spring flowers and the spring weather. And then this was delivered today. This is a floral arrangement that was sent by Jen's work. Jen does not even know she received it yet because she is asleep since she works the night shift. And I got to take it for her. And I just wanted to show it because for those of you who are like me, who I never know where to order flowers from, this is gorgeous. And this is from Schnucks, of all places, from the grocery store. It is so beautiful. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with everybody because it is really, really weird to think of ordering from a grocery store. But wow, these are pretty. Okay, let me set these aside just a sec. Okay. I had shut my, I have a camera in this house and I always shut it off when I'm over here, but I forgot to shut it off. And so now Moose is going to be setting it off every time he walks back and forth from the kitchen. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Today is Light Up Card Day, and I have a few cards to show you so that you know what I'm talking about. And before I start, I wanted to just say, apologize from last week. My my lights were flickering like crazy, and that was really annoying. And I rewatched it a few days later. I'm not sure what I could have done differently, but I do know that it was annoying, so I apologize. I have the same light on today, so hopefully you can tell me if it starts to flicker or do something weird. So you may have seen my little reel using light up cards, and I have these little pull tabs in them so that it doesn't run the battery down. Otherwise, they run the risk of just being on all the time. This one has 2 light bulbs in it. All the ones I'm going to show today have 2 light bulbs. Hey Margie, I've got your order here, so whenever you're ready, girl. Anyway, this is one that I made with this Fairy Tale Magic set, and it is so cute. And if you push down several times, it almost looks like it's flickering like fireflies. So I thought that was neat. The background is this background here, and you can see there's a bunch of little holes in it. It is a die, and it is the die from this set right here from the Storybook Card Making. It's this right here. You would never guess, right, that it was really cool like that. But I bought this set really just for that die. I was like, I have to have it. And you can see how cool it really looks. And when I knew I wanted to show some cool light up cards, and I thought that would be perfect. So I can't wait to show you how we made that. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside and set this card over here. And I'm gonna show you the next one, which is a birthday one. Now I kind of screwed this one up because this is that summer paper, and the back of it is a really cute multicolor polka dot, which I thought would be perfect, like birthday, like confetti, and for some reason I flipped it over when I put it together, and I tried to peel it apart. That's why the card looks so kind of wonky. But I was trying so hard to make that work. But anyway, this one, when you push on it, it lights up the candles. And when you let go, you see that? I thought that was really cute. And so I just want to show you, there's a little battery inside, and if you put a little paper between the battery to block the connection, it won't just turn on by itself. So that's why otherwise they just sit there on all the time, like this one. So I just slip a little piece of paper in there, and that way they don't turn on. Okay, the third card, and that was using this birthday set from the core catalog called Another Candle. And then this one is my favorite, and it's called, it's from the Over the Moon set. And when you pull out the little tab, push on this little planet, look at the stars light up. I need to turn my, block my light so you can see how cool it really looks when you push on it. Now you can see it better. It's hard to see, I think, on camera, just how spectacular these look. These would be such a blast to get, you know, in the mail or whatever. And know that they are thick. You have to use a couple layers of foam tape. So this would be a special mail card or a special card to someone. And the other thing, you know, I debated on showing these. I've been making them like crazy lately. I'm going to lower my camera a little bit. Sorry for the shaking. But I've been making them like crazy because Club Scrap had this cool paper, and it looks like fireflies. It has little fireflies all over it. And I thought, ooh, that'd be really cool for the light up card idea. So I'm going to pull this out and push and see what I did. I made the little fireflies light up. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to show you how I did this today. And then I think for April, I'm going to have a card kit that you get with purchase where you can make these yourself. So let me first show you the 3 things you need. That you can make them yourself now if you want. This is copper foil tape. It is super duper thin. It's kind of like what they use for, like, I think for stained glass sometimes. And it's really, really thin. So I think this thing was, I want to say $5 or $6. I don't spend a lot of money on stuff like this. So if you're going to make a ton of them, this is what you order. And then you need lights, of course. These are my favorite lights. These lights are all yellow. You can buy them any color you want. I'm gonna post a link. I'm gonna pull out 2 for our card that we're gonna make today anyway, just so you can see. And then the third thing you need are batteries. Now I order batteries like this by bulk. These are those CR batteries that you see in, like, I don't know, some, not watches, but some smaller electronics and things like that. My dad's glucose meter takes these, and I just order a bunch. Now let me just show you. So every battery, you know, has a plus and minus. You know this when you fill your flashlights and that kind of things, right? There's a plus side and a minus side, and you got to make sure it's going the right way. Well, these do too. And one side you can see has a plus on it. Now, I have no idea whether that's focusing well enough for you to see that. Let me turn it just a little bit. The light will catch it. So there's a plus. There it is, right there at the top. And then the other side is minus, and it doesn't say anything. So on these light bulbs, they have a plus and minus also. And so you just put one, if you put the wrong side to the wrong side, it won't work. Just like your flashlight sometimes won't work. See, like that, I'm putting the negative to the positive. Nope, no light. You flip it over and put the positive arm and the negative arm, one on each side of that battery, and look, a light. Ta-da! So let me show you, these lights are the same in terms of how they're made and stuff. And these, you know, you can get them in lots of different colors. So if you were gonna do, at Christmas time, you know, Rudolph's nose in red, isn't that cool? You could make a card where he lights up. You could do white if you, I don't know, you know, a certain type of flower, or I was trying to think of all the things that you could light up. Snowflakes. Look at the blue. Wouldn't that be cool in that moon, in the moon thing somewhere, to light that up blue? And then the green, I thought this would be neat for plants or trees, or even for that fairy card. The green ones might be really neat. So there's a lot of different colors. This is the difference between the yellows. So there's that one, that brand, and here's this brand. The yellow of this brand is much more yellow. So it doesn't matter which ones you use, okay? Because they're gonna look great. They're gonna look great. Okay. Anyway, all of this, I don't know, less than $15, okay? It's just one of those things where you've got to have all three parts. You got to have the tape, the battery, and the lights to make one of these. So what I decided to do is use a dark card base for my card. And then I wanted to use a mason jar, and I used this mason jar. Do you remember this set, this sweet tea set? And it has a mason jar in it, and it was the perfect size for this card. So that's what I used to do it. And I stamped it on, where is my stamp? I stamped it on vellum. And since I have so much vellum right now, I went ahead and made a bunch. I probably have 20 or 30 of these cards. I've been making cards like crazy. So while I'm thinking about it here, I'm just gonna do the edges of my mason jar in a blue marker. This is a Tombow marker. I didn't use the alcohol safe ink. I just used my black ink, and I didn't want it to run, so I'm using a water-based marker. These are my markers. I have every brand, you know, every brand. These are my favorite water-based ones, and I have like almost every single color. Close to my heart sold these way back in the day when they were dots, and I can't believe I can say this, but I still have ones that are good. They're still good. Anyway, what I did was I put some plastic on the back of this just to give it some sturdiness, because I want to put this vellum in here. And I didn't want to use a sheet of vellum on the back because I just think vellum is a little thin. Now this is thick vellum, but I just wanted this card to have a little more oomph, a little more sturdiness, right? So that's why I use, this is just packaging from something I bought, just to give it a little more oomph, okay? This is the piece I cut out of there. I just lined it up with my die cut machine and chopped. Tried to make it as straight as I could. And then this set, let me see if I have something white to put this on. Let's see. This is as white as I get today. This set is from Club Scrap. And it's weird that I think of it as a firefly set, but it's really like dragonflies. I don't like the dragonfly stuff. But it has the mason jar, which I think is too small for what I wanted to do. But I love these jars that hang, and I love the Just Glow, and I love the little bitty fireflies. So this is the set I decided to use today, and I went ahead and I stamped out Just Glow for the inside, You're So Bright for the outside, and then I stamped on vellum the little lights, and I cut them out, and then I colored, you know, when you color on vellum, you can color the back and it will show through, or you can color the front. I went ahead and colored the front, and you might notice there's some sparkle. I used my shimmer brush to color those. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so let's get down to the most important part, and that is figuring out how this goes together, because it's the fussy part. You know, there are fast cards, and there are slow cards. And this is a card that takes a little more time. It's going to be a little more special. You are going to want to, you know, take your time and make sure it's right. So this is going to go on here just like this, and I'm just holding it in place of where I want it with an even border all the way around. And then I know I want my fireflies inside the jar. So I'm taking a pencil and I'm going to mark on the background where I want my lights to be, because I need to know where to put them without this cover in place, right? And then when I take it off, the thing about a battery and this tape is, if I was just going to do one light, technically, I could just tape it down like that, right? I could just do that. As long as it doesn't show, it would be lit up all the time. But what this copper tape does is it gives you a path so that you can do negative to negative and positive to positive. They cannot touch. That's the trickiest part. So the battery needs to be ideally between the two lights somewhere. Like if you had it here, you might have some problems. You have to get a little trickier with your copper tape so it doesn't crisscross on top of each other. So I'm going to put the button down here, and then that way I can put something to push right over here. I could do it at the top, but I know I want my cool lights. I know I want my cool lights at the top like that. So ideally, something to push will be over here. Now this doesn't have to be extremely precise, but you want to, you know, put a little circle or scribble around where your battery is going to be so that you know where to put your tape. Okay? All right, so let's start with light number 1. We know this longer one is the positive. If you're not sure, you can always just check it again. And I'm going to separate those a little bit. And the negative is going to be the bent one. That way I just know the negative is going to be bent. And the positive is going to be at the top. All right, so I'm going to take my copper tape. This stuff, the reason this is hard is this tape. It is so thin. It's like using aluminum foil, a strip of aluminum foil or something to try to tape. And then it's sticky and it sticks to itself just like aluminum foil. It's very annoying. So that's, to me, that's what makes it fiddly. So I'm gonna put the copper tape on the negative because I want it on the negative, and I want it to go into the circle where my battery is going to be. Let me find my scissors, and then just cut it off. So I have this light going negative to the negative side of my battery. That is a antenna head. You know when you go to Disney, you can buy those antenna bobbers. That's what that is. I would never put it on my car. Heck, it'd probably be gone in a heartbeat. People are so mean. They steal your stuff, man. Okay, second light, I went down here and I'm just checking it, positive and negative, and the positive is the longer arm on the top and the negative is the shorter arm. So I'm just gonna bend that. So I'm like, okay, there's the negative and it's gonna lay just like that. And then I'm going to do, again, you don't want the tape to touch each other. So I'm gonna put this on here and approximately where I want my light. You know, it's not like, it doesn't have to be super duper precise, but you get the idea. All right. And then I am just smoothing this down nice and smooth. And this is where the battery is gonna go, okay? Just like that. Now I gotta do my positive, which will go on top of the battery. So you gotta have a path to the positive and a path to the negative. It's not like rocket science or anything, but you can't, like I can't just do this because it will touch the negative. If I just take it from here to here, those two pieces will touch and my battery and my light won't work. So I gotta go over and down instead. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do over. Whenever you go down, this is the other thing about this sticky copper tape, is if you flip it up first, like that, and then flip it down, there you go. Now my light should work. My lights, there you go. So that's when you double check everything and make sure all your connections are good. Now, I must not have the perfect connection on my, there I go. If you push on your battery and the positive and the negative are touching and it's not lighting up, you're not making a connection good somewhere. So you can push on your tape and make sure that's good. That works. Okay, now I gotta do this one. And again, this one's gonna go over and up, and I can't let it touch the other. I wanna show you a trick for that. So, all right, so I have this. I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna go away, and then fold it back up. Now, if for some reason, let me just cut that out of the way a minute. If for some reason you thought, oh, that little piece right there is gonna touch, this negative piece is gonna touch this positive piece, you can put a little tiny piece of Scotch tape over it. The problem is you still need that connection with your battery. So you don't wanna put tape completely over this because it won't connect on the negative side, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, you're just basically trying to make your negatives and your positives make a connection, just like that. All right. So now we have both lights working pretty consistently. You can see this one's a little fiddly. I feel like the wire, let me see what I can do here. If I am on, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this one to work well or whatever. Sometimes I'll use another little piece of that copper tape and like make the connection bigger. just to make it light up a little better. Da, da. Okay. All right, now we're ready to put our card together. So obviously there's some bulk in there, so we're gonna have to use some foam tape to raise this up. And I like to use double foam tape because you kind of need it extra thick for those light bulbs, which is another reason why you kind of need, so I folded it in half. I have my sticky side off. Sorry, my furnace over here is burning me up. I thought I was cold. I'm not. Whew, I'm warm today. I want to kind of box in my battery, because even though it's held fairly firmly with the copper tape, you really want to make sure that the battery doesn't slide. This copper tape is so fussy. Sorry, I'm just gonna mess with this a little more. I want it to work a little more consistent. There we go. All right. So there's that. And then this card is gonna be like flimsy, so we're gonna need more support through the whole card. So I'm just gonna fold that in half. Well, hey Noelle, how are you? Man, long time no see. I feel like I haven't seen anybody in ages. Somebody needs to stop over here and say hi to me. I'm like, where is everyone? I have your stuff too, Noelle. Pop over. All right, let's see. So I'm just, the main thing is I'm gonna have this on here. I really don't want that to show in my mason jar. So I really just want it like on the side of my jar, but not really showing, if that makes sense, through the jar itself. I chose to do the most time-consuming one for my demo today because I thought if you guys think this is cool, you should wait until you do one that's easy. This one is a little harder with two lights, and all right, I'm gonna put that there. That way, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna put a little there. I feel like I need something there. Okay, make sure all my tape is sticky. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna light it up. All right, kind of push on all my double stick tape. You can see I have my battery. You can see where my battery is, and I'm pushing on it and the lights are lighting up. So now the only thing I have left to do is to, stamp my actual fireflies. And one of the reasons I didn't do that ahead of time was because I wanted to make sure I put my lights, put my lights in the right place. I mean, it would be weird to have the fireflies over here and the light over here, right? So I just want to make sure my fireflies are stamped in the right place. Ugh. And over here to the side. Okay. Now, whenever you stamp onto vellum, ideally you stamp, using StazOn ink, and I use my archival ink, which is a permanent ink, but it takes a moment to dry. So I need to be really careful with this or hit it with my heat gun. I'm just gonna put a little liquid glue all around where I want that to go. I'm not gonna touch the actual fireflies right now. And I'm just gonna put that on there. It needs a little weight. I'll put a block on it for a minute. Okay, and then I can go ahead and put on this, which when I do vellum, I try really hard to put glue only where it won't show through. And I like liquid glue, even for vellum. Like that. And then I punched this little circle and stamped some fireflies and just sponged some ink on it. And I want to put it here as my push button. And you want to make sure it's in the right spot. So push on it as you're putting it down. There you go. And then I'm just going to write the word push on there. Okay, ta-da. And I love this You're So Bright. I think I'd love it straighter, better. Okay, there we go. Ah. And then you can see the lights lighting up. And if you move your fingers around, you know, you break and hit and break the connection. It makes it look even more like fireflies, which I love. And then on the inside of the card, I'm gonna put Just Glow. I think that would be a really cool birthday card, or, you know, a congratulations, you know, accomplishment kind of thing. Or, I mean, I don't know, but I just love it, love it, love it. And then the last thing, of course, is just putting a little paper tab in there to break that connection. I have a scrap paper here, and I can just put that. If you look in there, you can see your battery in its little pocket that you made. I hope you can see that. There, right there. And you just want to slide your little cardstock in there until the connection is broken. When you push the button, it doesn't light up. That way you don't run your battery down. It depends on, you know, what you're going to do with those cards. If you're going to have those cards sitting in your pile for a while, you don't want to have the battery running the whole time and have your fireflies lit up all the time. And then when the person gets the card, the battery doesn't work. That would be my luck, right? Anyway, I just thought that was super adorable. So let me show you again. So with this one, I put the push button down here, and I have a light at the top and a light over here to the left. So when you think about that connection, my negative just went straight to the battery, and then my positive went down and over and up and over. And the idea is to not just don't crisscross your wires, because they get confused and they don't know what to do, and so they don't do anything. Okay, so this one has 2 lights, and this one was a little fiddly. This one I used those brighter yellow lights, and I just felt like the wires on those lights were just a little more fiddly than the other brand. And so that's the only reason I like the one brand over the other, just because I felt like I had to work with them more. But I have one light here because I kind of wanted it to be like at the end of her wand. And then I had one down here just behind this, it's right there, but I just wanted it to light up the area so that it looked like fireflies, which I think is super cool. This one I'm gonna have to play with just a little bit more. But my idea was to light up that whole space. And so I think I had one light here and one light down here. And I think I would have been better off to have it off to the side and have it brighter. Like, you know, I like how it kind of looks like it's flickering in the background though. I just wanted that whole space lit up, and I'm not sure how well I accomplished that. I did okay. But I think I would fiddle with that a little bit more. But it is still a very cool card. I mean, if I got it in the mail, I would be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Another candle on your cake. Happy birthday. So I thought that one was really cool too. And I'll just slide that in there so that when it's pushed on, you know, it doesn't connect. All right. Woo! Next week, I know that was a lot shorter than my normal stuff. Next week, I am going to show the new catalog, and a lot of you are probably starting to receive them in the mail. Heather said she got hers in the mail. She got hers, I think, with an order, because if you place an order late enough in the month, you get it with the order. But these should be, they're usually sent out at the same time as people can start getting them in the mail. So, getting them with an order. Sorry, I'm cleaning up instead of concentrating on what I'm saying. All right, so these are fun. And you know what was real, to me, the hardest part of this whole thing was deciding what sets to use to light up. And so I think it'd be really cool to try one with Rudolph or Santa's nose, and, you know, like make his tail light up, or his nose light up. This one right here, you may notice I popped through and it's poking out. So that way you get like a bolder light. I mean, you see the light. And so that makes that one a little bit more unique, and that would work for Rudolph's nose. This one I wanted more subtle because it's in a jar. I didn't want it poking through. So when we, if I do the April special the way I'm thinking of, we will do this together. I'll send you everything you need, and all you'll have to do is color images and have foam tape handy. I'll send everything else. So, okay. Oh, the nativity with the star. Yes, see, I think these would be amazing at Christmas. Why I didn't show these at Christmas is beyond me. I just never really got around to it. I had so many other things I was wanting to show, and gosh, neat. I wonder if there's any ideas for Easter, or to me, I just kept thinking firefly. It would be cool for fireworks. I mean, just imagine if we did a card that had 2 fireworks, one in red and blue. I might do that for the card kit next month, with one of the new paper packs or something. That would be really cool. We could do like fireworks on this dark color. That would be neat. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put some thought into it. Put your ideas down for me, because it's hard. And the reason I decided to do it in the first place wasn't even a close to my heart stamp set. It was a Club Scrap. It was Club Scrap that made me go, oh yeah, that would be cool for those lights. And then when I started really thinking about it, I had several close to my heart sets that I thought worked really well with the lights. But this was my favorite one, for sure. Isn't she pretty? I shimmer brushed her wings. Cool. cool. Oh, the jack-o'-lantern. Margie, go, go, go. I need ideas. That's a cool idea. I need to just make a whole bunch of them. Pull out my stuff. Oh, that's a great idea. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, too bad I don't have purple. I was thinking purple lights would be neat on something, but I bought a separate pack of yellow because I figured I would use yellow the most. But I thought even the Christmas tree, you know, the castle, if I put Tinkerbell, like just a little light in front of it, like Tinkerbell is in front of it, you know. I don't know. I gotta think about that. The center for flowers, that would be really neat, especially with the blue and yellow. That might work kind of cool looking. Yeah. All right. I'm done for the day. I think I'm gonna clean up my craft room a little bit. I have been getting everybody's orders together. I'm going to put those into the mail tomorrow. I'm going to start delivering probably Thursday or tomorrow's Thursday, Friday, probably Friday. I'll deliver everything that I can. And anybody who picks up, they're ready. And Margie, I have tons of stuff for you. Red for the dragon's eyes. Ooh, that's clever. I could think about that. The other thought I had was like stars. Well, like these stars are really cool, but you know, like if you had like fireworks stars, that would be really neat. All right. Have a good day. Hope everything's going well. I haven't heard from people for a while, so I've been worried about everybody. You know how I am. I'll chat later. Bye-bye.